Hey, this is Drew from Drew Story News. Welcome to another episode of the Drew Story News podcast. And I'm talking to you in a unusually very unprofessional place. I'm in a vehicle, obviously. And it's kind of got to be that way because I'm in the middle of a lot of things, in the middle of traveling. And I kind of wanted to post a video on this once in a lifetime date. This Tuesday of February 22nd, 2022. I think that's pretty cool. And I wanted to do a lot of things and have it done by today. But, at least I'm going to get a video out today, and there was a lot of things that have happened, leading up to today. And and I wanted to share that with my platform. My main platform is a little bit more, kind of video essays, topics, celebrities, sports. I kind of keep it, it's good for a mass appeal, that channel. The podcast, I kind of go in deep about a lot of things, and it might not be everybody's cup of tea. So if it's not your cup of tea and people don't want to go down deep into these things, hey, you can hang out and listen. And always join the main channel and the blogs and everything. But for the deep divers, and the spiritual crowd, I have a lot to say. I have a lot of downloads, and I want to do that on my podcast, especially today. And it's been, because I've been traveling and there's so much things going on, I've been unable to communicate, with even a lot of people in my life. I've not been able to touch base. I've not been able to share on my platform as much as I wanted to when I had a lot to say. I mean, weird things have happened. I mean, I got contacted by someone, telling me that there's only it's a private conversation, but it was a very high level spiritual conversation. And the person felt like it was part of their script, their life script, to speak with me. And we just went in deep. Just a lot of things have happened, and I want to talk about a lot of things. And I've been having a lot of conversations, great conversations. And we were talking about a variety of issues. I did a podcast with someone, and we just talk, and we just keep going with issues. And, one of the things we talked about was the destruction of the family. We were talking about how they are, by design, destroying the family, the traditional family. They're promoting sexual confusion, sexual androgyny. And I shared with the person how, they did it to the blacks first. They were trying to crush their families. They were doing it in the 60s and 70s by redlining Black people into ghettos. They were redlining them for years, for decades, creating ghettos so that they would intentionally deprive these neighborhoods of resources, so they can create crime, lack of education, lack of resources, and just screw these people up. This country has a very evil history when you wake up. And while they were doing this simultaneously, knowing that they were working on deliberately, strategically creating poverty, they started to come out with programs, welfare programs, right? And one of the things that, one of the requirements was that, when you gave the women, these benefits, welfare benefits, you can't have a man in the home. That's not going to work. It's like, why? I wish people demanded certain things, but it's hard to demand things when when you have a handout, right? But yeah, no comfortable dominant society didn't question these things. Like, why is that? They were strategically destroying the family, the Black family, mass incarceration, driving the men to prison, driving the men out of the home. Creating dependency on the system. They were just doing so many things because they realized that the family was strong. The family and people united and strong and healthy, traditional, no matter what people have gone through, when they had strong, big, strong families, they were not manipulatable They were a powerful force to be reckoned with. And the civil rights movement taught the demonic, psychotic psychopaths that, hey, these people are unified. These people have family. We need to do something about that and destroy it. And they've been strategically chipping away at the black family because, the 60s punched them, gave them such a wallop, and people were unified, marching arm in arm in the streets. It touched the hearts of the world. And, it was just this massive, turnaround. Well, yep. Those days are done. They learned from that. Now they've manipulated. They've learned and they've evolved. The protesting and things are not going to work as effectively today because they've evolved. And it's not just the black family they're after today. They're after you. They're after everyone. They're destroying the human family. They are after everyone. No one is exempt because people need to wake up to what's happening now. There's something going on, and this is part of the conversations that I've been having. So globally, in this country, everywhere, regardless of race, they always have a special place for black people. Like, I'm not taking that off, the table, but collectively they're after everyone, and they're after everyone's freedom. They're after everyone's way of life. They're going to blitzkrieg society with rules, with tyranny. They are trying to crush humanity and subjugate humanity, and they're trying to destroy the family. They're trying to create confusion, androgyny. Kids not know, you can choose. Like, no, you can't. They're trying to confuse everyone, change the rules, change science. They're trying to flip society upside down because it is a part of the agenda. They want you confused. They want the kids not knowing, I don't know my sex. I don't know. Like, how are these people going to be strong leaders and build strong, solid families when they don't even know what gender they are? And this is part of a plan that's been in the works. There's books and books and books about this. This has been going on. This has been in fruition for a long time. And, the main point of the conversations that I was having was that, we live in a matrix in which there are people who are working against humanity. There's people who are working against humanity. And when you live your life not knowing that, you are going to be a slave. It's just, there's no way, there's no other way to say that. And you're seeing that. A lot of people are dependent on the system. They're hopeful that the system will change. They believe the politicians. They believe that the system is good. These people are lost. They're lost, and they're in trouble. They're making mistakes. They're making very bad mistakes because they are foolishly trusting the system, and they don't understand what is happening. They don't know what's going on. And there's a lot going on today. And there's a really good meme. It was a really good meme. In the memes, the nutshell was, I'm sorry, power died. Things keep happening, but underneath everything that we've been talking about, what was consistent was that we live in a matrix, and in this matrix we are socially engineered for obedience, for submission, and things are peaking because there's something very interesting about these times now, which is why I wanted to post a video today. I think there's something very important about the times, the days in which we're living right now. These are very historical times. And if you don't understand that we live in a matrix in which we are being manipulated, we're being controlled, and the people in power are not the good guys. They are psychopaths, and they're hell-bent on retaining power that they're losing control over. Look at what's happening in Canada right now. In Canada, there are people who are, some of these people are being arrested, having their bank accounts frozen. Like, we should be very mindful and aware of what's happening in other neighboring countries and cities and states. What's happening in Canada is not a joke, and it can easily happen anywhere else. These people are freaking out, and they're going to get tyrannical. They're going to get psychotic. They're going to keep trying to grasp control of power that is slipping through their hands, slipping through their fingers. People don't believe them anymore. The media is losing its power. People don't believe the BS anymore. People are starting to scratch their heads. People are growing in their suspicion of the system. And that needs to happen. That is what's going to happen. The system is crashing because it's collapsing. And it should. These systems that we are living in are ending. We are going through a different time. We're going through a paradigm shift. And you have a lot of people hoping that the system gets better. You have a lot of normies who work with the system. They believe in the politicians and voting and the same old things. And these people, although well-intentioned, don't understand that the system needs to come down. And we're in a very, very serious time in which there's going to be a societal, cultural revolution. And, things were going to get bad before they get better. But they will get better. But only a certain mindset is going to thrive when things get better. If people are clinging to the system, if people are trying to solve these problems, doing the same old things, and it's not going to work. People have to revolutionize their thinking. People have to wake up. People have to go at this different, and it's in the mind. Everything is mind. And with what we see going on today, you have a split in society where you have people are choosing slavery, willfully choosing slavery. That's who they are, and that's all they are, and you got to let them go. And there's people who are regaining their sovereignty. And when you see what's happening, when you see them forcing things, when you see them mandating this thing, that people are starting to wake up, they didn't need it in the first place. They gave you this thing. And you can't talk about it. They made it. And people expect the people who gave you this thing to heal you and give you the solution. That is unforgivable stupidity. People have to wake up and see. And people are having trouble understanding that what I just said is true. They gave the people who started this thing are the ones offering you the solution. Now you think about that. So what do you do now? Do you just play along into their game? You play along with the system, or do you not? You start to stop complying with everything like a fool. People are waking up, and this is why they're freaking out. This is why things are not looking like the world you've ever known, where you can't say things because you're going to get yanked, because they're freaking out, because what I'm telling you is the truth. And people are waking up to it. And they're freaking out. They can't control you anymore. When everyone is collectively not complying, they've lost. They know. Well, they don't know. As I'm understanding the mindset of that class of people, very intelligent, but very spiritually dumb. And I've learned that. Very clever people, very analytical, very highly intelligent people, but spiritually stupid. They have no wisdom. They have no insight, foresight. They don't have it like that. They're psychopaths. They're crazy. They're insane, criminally insane entities, hell bent on things that the normal people would never want. And people have to wake up to that. That's why people don't believe what's happening is happening, because they don't believe. They always say dumb things. Oh, they would never do that. They who? Like, they who killed the Native Americans with smallpox, they who bombed Hiroshima, they who secretly infected blacks with, during the Tuskegee, they who wouldn't do what? What are you talking about? Who wouldn't do what? And yeah, people are starting to wake up and realize that the system isn't good. And this is a spiritual war that we're in. And for those of you who are not spiritual, hey, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. You're going to have a lot of trouble in the days ahead. Just being real. But this is a spiritual war. This is a spiritual war, and they're attacking you in that realm. There's a lot of spells that have been cast. This is why you're seeing this dumbing down, this mass formation. I don't know if I should say these words. That's why you're seeing this. The people are under a spell. They can't use logic and reason because they are. They don't know what they're playing with or who they're playing with. They're low level. These people are high level sorcerers, and they're playing chess on the populace. And people in their fear and in their ego, because they went a direction and they want to stick to that team, and they don't want to change up and admit fault. You know what? I had it all wrong. They're gonna die in their ego. They're gonna die in their ego. So the solution moving forward is to stop complying. Even if you want to keep believing liars, do so respectfully to everyone around you. You on the side of anyone that is restricting sovereignty, restricting rights, that is trying to force anything, mandate anything, you are not on the right side of history. That's what I was saying before I got cut off. There was a meme. There was a great meme saying society is failing an open book test. We've been here before. When you see what's going on in Canada, where they're seizing people, arresting them, freezing bank accounts because they're fighting against mandates, and you're on the Canadian government side, there's something wrong with you. Spiritually, mentally, like, you have to get checked out. You have to stop where you are, wash your face, have a drink of cold water, do what you need to do, and sit with yourself for a while and wake up and realize you have been clueless from the jump. If you're on the side of the establishment in any country that you are in right now, if you're on the side of the establishment trying to normalize mandating things, seizing human rights, today it's this thing, tomorrow it's whatever they tell you you need to do, you're going to do it. You're going to be on your knees with a boot on your neck, and you're going to be sorry that you were one of the fools in society that just couldn't, you can't see straight. You can't see what's right in front of you. I'm from New York. Thousands of people got fired. Every couple of months, thousands of people got fired because they wouldn't do what the government told them to do. And you're on the side of the government. Because what? It's something that it's going to keep you safe. Well, we've been here before, and they were always wrong. Swine flu, like that, anthrax, like, we've been here before. Society is failing an open book test. And you can't forgive that kind of foolishness. It's just... But I want to leave this on a positive note. Moving forward, it's never too late to wake up. It's never too late to change direction. Even if you're lost at sea and you're way the hell out of, society, as long as you catch yourself and you can spin yourself into the right direction. You got a longer way to go, but at least it's never too late to turn around and at least start heading in the right direction. And, I just want to leave that, message with people. Moving forward, things are going to get bad. A lot of things are going to happen. They're trying to divert your attention with war. They're talking about Ukraine and Russia. They're trying to throw everything at you. They're throwing celebrities at you. They're throwing, the Neil Young. They're just trying to do everything to steal you back because they're losing you. They're losing you, and they know it. The system is over. This system is over. And it's time to do things a little differently. But before things change, things are going to get bad. Things are going to collapse. Things are going to have to go that way in order for people to finally let the old way of doing things go. People are going to have to learn to stop trusting the liars the hard way, because the liar is going to lead them into a bad way. They keep trusting this clown, this administration. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat. The Democrats are awful right now. They're awful. And there's no good party. I'm not, repping the red team either. But this party trying to push tyranny and normalize you doing something that is clearly for their agenda, because it's no longer about science. The science is not on their side anymore. And you can't make that argument anymore, because it's not a rational one at this point. Turn around and join the collective initiative, the collective movement of non-compliance, regaining your sovereignty. And you don't have to go run out and protest. You don't have to do anything. But if every person understands, wakes up out of the nonsense, out of the fog, out of their allegiances, their false 3D matrix allegiances, to my job, to my this, to my church, to my political team, when you drop your 3D matrix affiliations and you wake up to your true higher self, you wake up to really fully see the potential of humanity and how you are living so low beneath it. When you truly wake up and realign yourself with your love of humanity, love of people around you, love of your sovereignty, love of their sovereignty, and you'll understand that we all want the same things. We don't want to be sick. We don't want to, but you're being manipulated, fooled. You're being tricked. You're being led down a Hegelian dialectic plan that has nothing to do with not for your good. It's not for your good. It's part of their plan for you. Oh, there's a whole plan. And it involves AI, it involves transhumanism, it involves big tech, it involves you chained and tethered to government and pharma for the rest of your life. You're going to have this, you're going to need that, you're going to have to walk in with this, you're going to have to fly with that. This is what they were trying to do. And if you don't get it now, you never will. Step to the side. Don't be active. Don't be one of these people on social media. Just step to the side. You need some serious help. Just put yourself as an inactive player, because it's going to get very difficult, because the truth is just going to keep coming out and coming out, and it's going to get harder to stay delusional and stay in denial. But guys, I want to end positive, and I wanted to keep this short. I just wanted to really talk about a lot of the things that I've been talking about with people. I want to talk about strange conversations I had, not in a good way. I don't know if I said it already. I speak a lot on videos. Someone contacted me and told me that he felt it was part of his life script to talk to me, and started talking about, so many things, spiritual things. Again, I'm sorry if you're not a spiritual person, but there's so many things I wanted to touch on, and I'll say for a more organized video when I'm not in my car. So yeah, I'm gonna end here, guys, and I just want to wish everybody continue to have a prosperous year moving forward, and to remember to hold on. Things are going to get crazy. There's going to be crazy news cycles, things diverting you. A lot of people are going to die. I've been saying that since jump. You're going to see a lot of deaths. You're going to see a lot of crazy news stories, war mongering, talk of war to try to steal your attention back. You know what? Now is the time to really capture your mind, regain control of your mind. Meditate. Less TV and news. Drop all the politics. Drop that stuff. Just let it go. And really come back into yourself. Raise your vibration. Raise your ability to think critically. Regain your power, your sovereignty, and stop complying. Stop complying with the psychopaths. Peep the game already. It's some of you are very, very, very late, and that's okay. But you know, at some point you have to call a spade and say enough. But anyway, guys, I want to leave you with that. A lot of videos I'm going to touch on, but for now, I'll end here. Stay in your power, and do not